Nowadays, when I walk outside, it's raining gasoline and I really want a cigarette. I know I shouldn't do it, but the consequences of an action is outweighed by my desires. I was told you kept Vonnegut in your voice box so you'd always have a story to tell. And I've read my fair share of fables, but the librarian balancing on your lips guided me to the wrong section. I was looking for romance. You sent me to traveling. I didn't get the hint when all the books were labeled exit. I grabbed one off the shelf, flipped through its pages. The only words I found were sorry, 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 sign management. It was a short read. So I shook each rack until the books felt like hearts, even built you a fort in the aisle. I figured if I made enough of a mess, you'd have to visit. And you did. You asked me, why couldn't I just leave? That you're tired of dressing like a janitor every time you see me. I said, I'm sorry. I wrote you a hallmark of apologies. You could find them in fiction. She said you could only bend a word so far before breaking it. That she's tired of playing musical chairs with my excuses. That she can't write me a relationship. Fantasy was on the second floor. So you walked away. Left the broom, garbage bags, and uniform, told me I had a really big fucking mess to clean. Now, I've never been a fan of manual labor, so I pulled out a box of matches, struck a conscience, and burnt alive the sun. I wanted to stay, though. I wanted to challenge our flames to a firefight. I wanted to finally see our love story burn. But I didn't. So I sacrificed daylight to hide amongst the ashes. You weren't dead to me, only buried. You were a cemetery of flares speaking in sunsets. Night couldn't come fast enough. And to expedite the process, I did the following 3 steps. Step 1, I cried. I cried like a widow's first love letter. Step 2, I moved the fuck out. Living in an apartment where we bought everything together didn't help. Step 3, I transferred you onto paper over and over again. It looked like a procession of lies writing themselves a confession. So I crumpled each one, threw them against the wall to deafen the sound of you leaving. It didn't help. So I wrote this, an apology on fire, and I finally received the hint that you forgave me a long time ago. I was looking in the wrong section because you shelved it in history. Nowadays, when I walk outside, it's raining gasoline, and I really want a cigarette. I pull out my pack, reach for my lighter, and realize that I'm creating the sun. Thank you, everybody. David Slam!